How much would you have made if you would have invested $100,000 in the Google back when it was just getting started? That's exactly what David Chernington did, and today his net worth is over $6 billion. That's probably one of the best investments ever. However, not everyone gets such a chance to become a billionaire. Not everyone has the extra 100 grand to throw it into another startups, and nonetheless, there are endless numbers of the opportunities all around. In fact, 1,700 people just in the US are becoming millionaires every single day. And if you want to be one of them, you gotta start somewhere. But there is this some problems. 40% of the Americans can't even cover unexpected $1,000 bill because they are just living paycheck to paycheck. So most people can't even pull out $1,000 to invest. But $100 easy. Almost everyone can afford that. However, it seems like you can't do much with it. Since even for example, single Apple stocks costs twice that amount, and I'm not even talking about Amazon or Google. Even index funds are not an option. How much do you think $100 over 40 years with 8% return would amount? Just a little 2,100. But don't worry, because they are actually light, great ways to invest even as little as $100. That's I have used and will share with you their in this video. So let's start with the first one. Start a business. I know that it sounds challenge, but because to start a business, it seems like you are clearly need much more than the $100. But believe it or not, there are actually helpful numbers of the businesses you can start with as little as $100. The problem is that when we think of the starting businesses, we imagine the big businesses and ignore all the same ones that are much easier to start. You can buy the loan movement movers for $100, for example, and start side businesses cutting your neighbor's gases. In fact, I started these channels with just $100. I am not the one of those guys who started watching YouTube since its early days, but much later. And I realized that most of the YouTubers just share their ideas and experience. Even the most successful ones started with almost nothing. So I say to myself, I have a lot of the ideas too. How about I start sharing them with the world? Let's see how that goes. I ordered a Blue Yeti microphone for the little over the $100 and started making videos. I have to admit that they were absolutely horrible because I knew almost nothing about the videos editing or the animations, and I didn't really care much about it. Was more like the hobby that I really a real business. But then I slowly started improving the quality, and somehow it started picking up. So I had to hire animators, and now it's like the little businesses. You don't necessarily have to start a YouTube channel. There are endless numbers of the online businesses that don't require a lot of the capital. Let's say you're good at playing a guitar or the violins. You can find someone who can help you with shooting and ending it for the little as the $100. Turn it into the online course and sell it online. And the great part about it is that you don't even need a website, because right now there are the multiple great platforms to sell courses for free. And if it turns out to be successful, you can slowly turn it into the legitimate business. You can easily earn back your money and make much more. We are lucky to be lived in this age, because no matter where you are in the world, pretty much everyone has internet. So this is probably the great options for the most people. Second, number two, trade some stocks. A lot of people keep watching videos or reading about the stock markets, hoping that to start investing one day. If you haven't bought a single stocks, the world of stocks market is probably quite ambitious to you. When you actually get into start, a lot of things start getting clear. Reading and watching videos about the stocks marketing is one thing, and investing on the trading is something else. What seems so obvious in theory isn't easy in the practice. When to buy a stocks and it goes down right in front of your eyes, you get emotional, your brain stops working, and your emotions get in a chance. All that will be in your mind is to minimize losses. That's when you will learn. The point isn't to turn that 100 bucks into the thousands, but to experience the market. Because when you are trading with the real money, you will be much more careful and cautious, since your money is at stake. It's actually fun to look for the right company to throw your money in. You will read about many different companies, analyze their financial statements, figuring out if their prices is undervalued or overvalued, and then make up your mind if this company worth your money or not. This experience totally worth it, even if you lose the 100 bucks. In fact, if you decided to invest a large amount of the will at least know how the market works. Third, invest in the books. I grew up watching my parents live paycheck to paycheck and struggle financially. And I promised myself that when I grow up, I'm not gonna live like that. But the problem was that I didn't know how to do that. My parents told me that if I keep getting a good grades, I will find a good job, then I will grow up and I won't have to worry about the money. But at some point, I started reading books outside of the schools and accidentally came across Rich Dad and Poor Dad, and that's where the magic happened. I was introduced to the world of the money, and to be honest, I was shocked about the little I knew about the money, even though I used it every day. You probably have heard this a million times, but the moment you make that shift in your mentality, your perspective changes, and you will start making the different decisions that will slowly lead you to financial independence. A lot of people watched a video or the two here on YouTube, and then they think that they are financially gurus. Let me ask you something: how many videos you have watched for the past week? Dozens, if not hundreds. Because YouTube is entertainment. You might learn a things or two, but it's not going to stick like when you read a book, because usually it takes you a couple of the days, if not weeks, to finish a single book, and by then these ideas will be embodied in you. Some of my favorite books on this matter are The Millionaire Fast Lane, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, Rich Dad and Poor Dad, and a few others. I will just put them in the descriptions. Number 4. Buy and sell something. A lot of people don't have even basic business experience. They are so drained into the systems where they haven't made a single penny outside of their job, so when you tell them to start businesses, they keep postponing it because it's a strange world for them. But business, it's all about selling, and most businesses don't even build their products but rather just buy low and sell high. The grocery store besides your house, for example, they do not produce what they sell. They have the supplier. The process of the businesses is simpler that you think, but quite difficult to implement. The good news is that you don't have to spend big and open your stores to learn that. You can just go to the eBay and find something that you can resell to your neighbors, for example, for slightly higher prices. That experience will improve your social skills, analytical skills, and negotiation skills. You might not make a lot of the money out by the buying and the selling with the 100 bucks. However, you will learn much more than you will do with the 4-year degree in businesses. You will have to analyze the market, who would be your potential customers, what would be the appropriate prices, how to deal with your clients, and on and on. In fact, there are actually people who make their living out of this, but if you think that it's not for you, there is another idea. Fifth, learn valuable skills that you can also do to use that $100 to learn a skill that will earn much more later on. This is probably the best option. So if you are struggling financially or looking for the side hustles, you can invest in the social media courses. Every business is now looking for someone who is actually understands how these algorithms works. Or you can learn the graphic designs, copyright and web design. There are the endless numbers of the online opportunities. Of course, you can find free materials even here on the YouTube, so why buy courses? Usually a free stuff isn't as good as the paid courses. They are better organized, and after taking the entire courses you will feel like you automatically learn the skill compared to the free stuff, so when you have to keep searching for the everything separately. And secondly, once you pay for the something, you feel obligated to take that courses because you just spent $100. If in fact if you it will probably motivate you to take actions after taking the courses to earn back the money that you spend on the courses. Conclusions: $100 isn't a lot of the money, and you can't do much with it. So all the options we discussed in this video are more about education of yourself, stepping up your businesses and analytical skills, and getting valuable experience that will pay back in the long return. But now it's your turn. How or where would you invest your first $100? Thank you for watching, and until next time.